Hi guys, and welcome to Honey and Me. I'm Susan, and there is Honey. Today we are really excited you're here with us because we are removing the last little bit of carpet in the RV, which is right behind the seats of the truck on the floor of the cab. I love Honey, but I don't love the carpet, especially because it's a light blue color from 1992. I am not really sure what I'm going to be dealing with when I take it out. I'm not even sure if I can get it out. We're going to play this one by ear, just like I do all my other projects, and we're going to wing it and see what we come up with as we go through the project. So come on inside and we will get started with this project. While I'm busy removing carpet, this is the last bit of carpet in the RV, and I'm going to take it out. I don't really know what I'm going to do with this because you can see I've started to cut it here. The vinyl flooring of the cab only goes this far. I don't know why they did that, but anyway. So I'm going to take out this blue carpet and then I'll figure out what I'm going to do with it. I got out the floor part of the carpet without too much problem. It was pretty much just ripping it off this dried glue stuff. So there's this metal piece here, and the wall carpet part I'm actually just going to leave. I've taken off this piece of the flooring that is the cap for the edge of the flooring at the front here. It was only held down by 2 screws. So I think when I put it back, I'll probably add another couple of screws. So what I'm doing is I tested a piece of the vinyl, which is the same vinyl that I've used on the sofa bed, as well as the trims there that we're working on. And I tested a piece of it by sticking it to the carpet with this glue. This is the same glue that we used on the overcab rebuild that we had to do when we discovered there was a leak and everything was wet and soggy. And we used this glue to stick the file on to the new plywood base, and it worked really well. You let it dry for about 30 seconds and then stick it on. So that's worked really good. I don't have a whole lot of it left, so I may have to end up picking up some more of that before I can actually finish this project. But here is the test piece that I stuck on to the carpet, and I mean I can pull it off, but it's stuck pretty good and resticks. So I'm going to stick the vinyl onto the carpet at the front here. I think the carpet also helps with some of the noise reduction from under the RV as it's running, and the carpet goes underneath the sofa bed base, just like everything else. So what I'm doing is I'm tucking, using the back end of this file, I've been tucking the vinyl in underneath there. And now that I've removed the cap here, I need to vacuum some more. There, it was very full of dirt. Now that I've removed the cap, I can take the vinyl and actually staple it to the plywood, and that'll secure it to the top. And then I will spray glue by lifting it up and going underneath onto the carpet, and then I'm going to let it drape down below the carpet and onto the floor. And what I think I'm going to look for to cover this up is just regular back seat car mats, the kind that actually go over the hump. And I think that might work quite well, and even if it doesn't fit perfectly, I can cut it to work in here as long as I get one big enough. So that's my plan at the moment. Just hang tough and we'll see how this ends up working out. There is the first part of the vinyl in. I've stapled it right here along the wood and then tucked it in underneath the bench there, and then I sprayed glue all over here on the back of the vinyl as well as on the carpet. And it has stuck really well. I'm really impressed with this glue. So now I will do the other side. I found that the hump in the middle here, I had to cut, I don't know what the correct term for that is, but cutting the fabric to allow it to lay flat. So it is been split several times along here, and it was just easier to do this in 2 sections. So now I'm going to do the other section over here, going to overlap this part here, because this will be where most of the action takes place as far as the dogs going in and out of the back and me going in and out of the back. So this part here is where there's going to be the most traffic on it. So I'll do that and show you what it looks like when I'm done. Well, I got the other side in and I ran out of glue, so I may have to go back and peel this up and stick it down a little better. But you can see that's covered. This is just placed here. I need to get a hammer and hammer it back in properly and then screw it in. And then over here is the other side. So I'm going to look for a back seat floor mat, the kind that goes all the way from one side of the vehicle to the other. So I'm going to go and search for a car mat, and I have to wait to finish this project till we go to town. So I've been to town and I have my new can of spray glue. It's the same glue I had before, it's just they've got a new can out, so it looks a little bit different. But so now I'm going to use this glue to spray the rest of the vinyl to the bottom of the truck. I'll do that and then I'll get back to you and show you what I've found to actually cover the floor of the truck with. So what we have here is 2 different mats. This one here I ordered from Amazon, and it is actually what they would use to put underneath a piece of exercise equipment in your home on either your carpet or the bare floor. It's padded. This one I found in a home store. Has this nice textured look on the top, and between the 2 of them, this one here is smaller, so it won't fit across the width of the truck, so I would have to actually cut it in half lengthwise and try to fit it all together. This one is wider than the width of the truck, so this one will definitely be big enough, and I'm going to try this one first. So I've got the piece cut to the right width. I can trim off a bit more if I need to, but you can see it's quite a bit wider than what I need. What I'm hoping to do is cut around where the bolts secure the seats to the floor of the truck and have this extend underneath the seats. I'm not going to glue this down, I'm just going to let it float, but I want to get it fitted in here before I start making any cuts, so I don't end up cutting in the wrong place, because that wouldn't be very good. Anyway, it's looking like it will mold quite nicely to the contours of the bottom of the pickup truck. So I'll carry on and show you as I'm going how it's going. In this spot here, I need to go around the base of the seatbelt, where the seatbelt attaches to the floor of the truck. And I mean, if I had more confidence in my tightening abilities, I might just remove those and put this underneath it, but I don't. So what I've done is I cut with my X-Acto knife up to the point of the seatbelt bolt down there. There's a angled piece that holds the seatbelt with a hole in it to that. Everything else can be covered up, but I want to go around this part here. So what I've done is I've cut from the edge up to where the seatbelt attaches, and then I cut across, so it's like a T cut. I'm going to put that around there and I'll show you what it looks like. Now the mat fits around this seatbelt attachment. And I have more than I need as far as the length goes, so I will be trimming off some of this. That's one seat belt, and I'm going to go and do the other side, and then we'll see how we're going to deal with the under the seat areas. So there's the driver's side all done, and this side there was a lot less extra. I've got most of the extra stuff pulled to the other side, so hopefully not as much trimming on this side. So let's do the under the seat areas. There is the underside of the seats. You can see there's nothing covering them. The vinyl actually seems to have been cut around under the legs where the seats are bolted to the floor. So there's nothing underneath there. And I am going to cut here and here all the way back to the edge, so that this part here will slip underneath the seat, and hopefully that will fit around the legs. The seat is only attached by 2 bolts on either side, but I need to get around them. I do not want to take the seats off. So I'm going to do some cutting, and I'll get back to you and show you how it's going. There is the passenger side just about done. I need to trim around there a bit more. And I'm not sure how far I'm going to take the flap between the 2 seats. It's already covered with the original vinyl that they had on the floor of the truck. It doesn't really need to be recovered, but I'm thinking it may muffle a bit of sound coming from the road noise. So I'm going to try and extend it down between the seats a bit, but we'll see how that goes. First, I have to get this part here cut around that seat belt, as well as the tucked in between where the seat attaches to the floor. Well, considering I've never done this before, I don't think it turned out too badly. You can see I extended the new mat up over top of the old mat to about halfway through the seat there. So I had to cut around the base of the seat belts here and the legs. So this part here goes under the seat all the way to the front of the seat, and then I have overlapped the floor mats that are in the front over top of it to hold the front down. So this at the moment is just free floating. You can see there is, some poofy spots, but I think it's going to work quite well, and I will give you an update on this at some point in the future to let you know how it's working out. But at the moment I'm quite happy with the way it looks, as well as how easily it went